Hey, what's up? It's your girl Neek, and you're tuned in to Neek at Night. If this is your first time here, over here we are the Night Owls. If you have not hit that subscribe button, I want you to go ahead and do that right now. This is a channel where I talk about celebrity news and gossip and give my opinion on trending stories. But just know, keep in mind that over here, this is an acquired taste. You know what I'm saying? This ain't for everybody, so proceed with caution. But, still hit that subscribe button. Anyways. Up, it's your girl Neek, and you're tuned in to Neek at Night. And tonight I'm going to be giving you guys an update on this Alexis Ware story where I talked to the sister and the aunt of Alexis Ware, and they kind of give a little bit more insights into what has been going on with the investigation. Now, if you guys are not familiar with Alexis Ware and the missing story, this is a woman out of Anderson, South Carolina, who has been missing since January 30th. Now, she went missing after she meeting up with her baby daddy, and she met up with him to drop off the children. And upon her dropping off the children, they ended up going to a 7-Eleven. And at the 7-Eleven, he says she was running out of gas, and then she, upon leaving, just sped off when she was supposed to be following him. And he claims that that was the last time that they ever spoke. Now, since this story has been on social media, it has been a lot of drama surrounding the coverage of her story and, certain people feeling like they have exclusive rights over a missing person story and feeling like it's their content. And it's like, how is a missing person who you're not related to and you're not even from the town, your content? That's weird. If a person is genuine about wanting to find answers and wanting to find out what's going on with a person, you want to get this story out to as many publications, bloggers, news sources that you can. The more people to talk about a missing person, the better. Because even though you're talking about it on your platform, that doesn't mean that the people on another platform watch your platform. So when that person watches it and that person watches it on that platform, that expands the knowledge of, people looking out for Alexis Ware. Now, for people to feel like this is the me show and I did it first and I'm the one who, came to YouTube first, to me, that just makes it feel a little bit disingenuous, because if you are genuine about wanting to find answers and you're genuine about wanting to know where this woman is, the more the better, That's just how it is. I have been covering these stories for years, okay? It keeps getting stuck in my head that it's been 4 years, and I keep saying, like, I've been doing this consistently for 4 years, but it's been way longer than that. Like, I started in 2008, and I came back on the platform, I want to say 2017, so that would make it actually 5 years that I have been covering, celebrity news, real news, tragic stories, all of that. And when it comes to covering these stories, you want to get out certain information that you feel is relevant to the course of finding out information. Now, there are things that are relevant and there are things that are not. So any of us who has been doing this, and I would say, even though, sometimes I get on here and I give y'all a ghetto show for real quick, and not really be prepared and all that, I still feel as though I can claim the more seasoned title, even though, sometimes it'll be a little shaky online, sometimes just depending on my mood or whatever. But I still feel as though I can now claim, being that I've been doing it for so long, the title of being a little bit seasoned with these types of cases. Now, I had an exchange with a person, and I was, like, sometimes, like, when I get so bad and like people are over talking me, like, I get fluster brain, and like what I'm trying to say kind of comes out foggy. So, like, I don't really get my message across sometimes when I'm like, I just get so, like, boom. But anyways, I had an exchange, and a person was like, um, I've been doing this. I did this. I did this first. And I've been posting stuff first. And it's like, it's not about who posts stuff first. It's about who can get the most coverage. And anybody who's been doing this, we all get receipts. It's not a badge of honor because you posted something and then somebody seen the story and then they wanted to send you something. Anybody can get sent receipts. Hoorah for you for getting the receipts. That's great. But the more people that get the information out, that's even greater because it expands the viewership on it and it expands people's knowledge of the story. Because even though this particular person has been covering this story, when I covered this story a few days ago, there was several people in my comments from South Carolina who hadn't even heard of the story. So I say that as an example, and you can go in my comments and see for yourself that there was several people the day that I posted it commenting saying that, I live in this area, I live here, I never heard of it. So that's just living proof that the more people to talk about it, the better. Doing these types of stories, I have never ever felt like a family was entitled to speak to me, or because I posted a story, like a family member is obligated to talk to me. Like, to me, the idiotic nature of that type of frame of thinking is like crazy to me. And the fact that so many people think that that's just the way that it's supposed to go is also crazy to me, being that I consider myself that's somebody that's seasoned. I get sent stuff all the time. Okay. There's several stories that I get sent, and there's some information I put out and some information I just verify with y'all that I seen it. Any person who is on this platform who has any type of following, you get information, you put it out, that's great. There's never been a time, and I give very strong opinions. There's never been a time where I outwardly disrespected somebody and felt like they had to check in with me or owed it to me to interview with me because I covered a story. I feel like that's crazy, but that's a lot of the craziness that has been surrounding this story. Now, I want to get back on track and don't mention other blogger in my comments at all. His name will go straight to spam, and you probably will go straight to spam going forward. Don't mention him on my channel, period. And not just that on that. Okay. Because this is about Alexis. Alexis Ware is missing. Alexis has children. She has family. And although her family, to me, just being honest, it seems like they're not really that tight knit. And it doesn't seem like they are the closest. That still doesn't mean that they don't love Alexis. Like, I have family who I see them anytime, every time there's a funeral is when I'll see this particular cousin. Every time there's, a family reunion, then I'll see that cousin. And then, I don't talk to each one of my family members on a daily basis, but that doesn't mean that I love them any less. So just because her family isn't the closest to her, I don't feel like, I'm going to get on here and just, disrespect them. And I don't feel like they're obligated to, speak to people either. Like, I've done countless stories where no other YouTuber covered it, no other YouTuber touched it. And I posted it because I found out about it. I looked at the news or Night Owl sent me something and I posted it. Never have I ever got on this platform and felt like, well, because I posted it and nobody else did, like I deserve, like that is idiotic. If you get any leads as to where Alexis Ware is, it is very important that you go to the authorities. Okay. With the case that happened here in California with Orrin and Orson West and their adoptive parents killing them, it appeared on the outside, it doesn't look like the police are doing anything. But now we see a year later, the police had been collecting evidence, investigating, and doing stuff for the case. And now the adoptive parents are arrested and charged. The authorities are not going to announce everything that they have been doing to appease you, to make you feel like they're doing something. That's not how it works. If the family has verified and said the police have looked over the 7-Eleven footage, the family verifies that the children were interrogated, the family verifies that certain ring videos were sent to them day one, then I would have to conclude or assume that they are following up and doing their job. Now, if this was a family coming to social media saying, "Hey, they're not taking my calls," like the what's her name? The girl who went on a date with the white man and the family didn't even get notified. And then they said that the people in charge never stopped answering their calls. If this was that case, then I'd be like, okay, it don't look like the police are doing something. But being that the family has verified that these steps have been taken, all you could do is take their word for it and assume that the police are doing their job. So being that the police seem to be on track in doing their job, we, the people, if we get leads, don't come to me, a YouTube blogger. I mean, you can send me stuff to get exposure for it, but if you get pertinent information that is valuable to the rescue or saving Alexis or the whereabouts of Alexis, that stuff, before you go to any YouTube blogger, should go straight to the authorities, as they can properly investigate it and they can properly vet the information, the validity, and go from there. Also, before you go to a YouTube blogger, you should also contact Alexis's family. Even if you feel like, hey, their family might be shady because they're not as close, everybody's family is not close. Okay, it's just not. Everybody's family is not, a tight knit family. Like, it's just not. Everybody's family isn't that story. But, you go to the cops. If you go to the cops, you go, you know what I'm saying? At least before you go to a blogger, myself or otherwise, at least make sure the information was shared with them first. And then if you want to say, hey, I know that you do YouTube content and I feel like this is important to post, then you come to a blogger. But as long as you make sure the authorities know, the family knows, and they are the ones who are hands-on trying to find this person, then if you want to share other information with a YouTuber and you feel like it's important for other people to know and it might tip off a lead, then you go to a YouTuber. I have never in my life felt like I am obligated to somebody to check in with me just because I posted a story. That is crazy to me. And the fact that people think that that is the way that a missing person story goes, or the fact that people feel like because a person posted something that they have exclusive rights over it is crazy to me. It's crazy. And I have broken down to the T many of stories, and I have never felt like a family member has to interview with me or talk to me. If a person interviews with me and opens up to me, I appreciate it. If they don't, I keep it moving with the information that I do have and report per usual. And that's just how it goes. Period. But with that being said, I'm going to damn, I've been talking for 12 minutes. I didn't plan on giving that big of an intro. But I just felt like that was very important to be said. Again, do not be talking about no foolish other people in my chat, because it will go to spam. But I just felt it was very necessary to say that, being that, the amount of people missing, being killed, and all of these types of stories are on the rise. I get so many tragedies daily. I can't get to them all. I just can't. And for my mental health, I can't get to them all, period. And it just takes time because, it's like, okay, I didn't cover heavy stuff. Let me get something lighter in here and cover like a celebrity story, or, something that's not as, heavy. That's just for my mental health. I can't get to it all for me, so sometimes somebody will send me something, a week from now, or like they'll send me something today, and I won't be able to digest it and sit down and really get into it till a week from now or 2 weeks from now. Or like, that's just how my mental health works. However yours works. If you can consume all of this heavy stuff back to back to back to back to back to back to back, kudos to you, because these stories definitely need to get light shined on them. However, for me, I just can't operate like that, period. But when I can, and like I did get time to sit down and sift through all of the things with Alexis, because when you want to cover a story like this that has so many layers, you want to have a dedicated day to just, I'm only doing this today. I'm only browsing social media for this. I'm only, going from page to page. You have to have a dedicated day to do that. And when I don't have a full, complete, dedicated day, I put it off. And when I did it. So now that we've got that out the way, let me give you guys, I'm going to insert the clip that, or like a clip that gives you kind of a bit of a summary of this case. And then after that, I'm going to insert the interview that I did with the family after all of this drama was going on. Okay.
The search for Alexis Ware continues.
We just want Alexis home.
The Anderson County Sheriff's Office says Alexis was last seen more than a week ago.
She means the world to the entire family. Alexis is the light of the party.
Deputies say.
All right. So as you see there, that was her mother, and her mother says that she was the light of the party and her family is missing her and looking for her safe return.
She was last seen headed north on Highway 29. Alexis's family says she met up with her children's father to drop the kids off. They say the two left, but then Alexis sped off. Her family says her children's father tried to call her, but couldn't get a hold of her.
When I wake up, that's all that's on my mind.
All right. So that's pretty much the gist of it. She went to go meet up with her children's father. At the time when she met up with her children's father, he is alleging that she started to speed up her vehicle. He don't know why she sped up. He don't know what happened after that. And after that, she was gone with the wind and never to be heard of in these past month plus 10 days and counting.
Saw the news interview that the family did with Fox Carolina, but I wanted to go live again just to touch base right quick because I don't feel like we really hit on the situation. I don't think that we really touched on it like we needed to. So basically, Alexis Ware, this is her right here. She's been missing since Sunday. She was last seen by her children's father at around 7:30 in the Anderson area. Now, she's from Greenville, but she was reported missing in Anderson. He saw her at the store, right?
Yeah, 7-Eleven on 29, Highway 29.
All right, so what happened? She dropped the kids off?
She called me, you know what I'm saying? I was at my aunt's house watching the game. She called me, she said, TJ, where you at? I need you to come pick kids up. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to get by the gas. So I said, okay, you know what I'm saying? How far can you make it? She said, I got 3 miles left in the car. So I said, try to make it to 7-Eleven on 29. So she was like, okay. So she made it. I pulled up, you know what I'm saying? And I got the kids, and she was like, give me a hug. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, you going to your mom? She said, I'm going to my mama's house. I said, okay. She said, well, I'm going to follow you to your mother's house. She followed me, and then I get on Emily Road to the red light. She speeded around me and took off down Anderson Belton Highway. I was calling the phone, seeing where she was at. She went out to the phone, and about 2 minutes later, she cut it off.
Okay, so as you can see, that was just a quick summary. If you guys want to see more of the receipts that I was able to find on social media and more of a bigger backstory, you definitely have to watch my previous video. Now I'm going to go and start with the interview that I did with her sister and her aunt. Now, the woman to the left in this press conference is her aunt, and that is who we are going to be speaking with on the interview. Also, her sister as well is another person that we're going to be speaking to. When her sister had came on like other shows, people were saying like, you know, I guess the way that she talks, people automatically was just like, oh, that's not her sister. That's not her sister. But it is her sister. It's been verified that it's her sister from her family, her brother, and other people. So just know that the woman that I'm speaking to is her sister. Same mom, same dad, which, you know, she clarifies in the interview. And I don't know if I edited that part down or not, but I'm just here to tell you she verified that she is the sister. The family verified that she is the sister. So I'm going to be talking to the aunt and the sister. First the sister, then the aunt. What was I know that you said that you didn't know about the abuse. What was your relationship with TJ?
Well, I just didn't know him that well. I might have saw him a handful of times. When I was around my sister, I was at my sister's house. He wasn't really there. He spent a good bit of time uh, in jail recently. Like he just got out a few months ago. So,
What happened
and
with that murder charge? Is that
yeah,
is he booked? What is the ankle monitor on his foot? Is that for
I,
the murder charge?
yes, I believe so. And which my sister, which I didn't agree with, but she helped him get out,
Mm-hmm.
and I did not agree with that. But I don't have a relationship with him. I've always thought he was weird. I didn't like that my sister was dating him right out of prison and decided she was gonna have a baby with him. I didn't like any of it, and I
How often did you talk to your sister? Was it like every now and then, or were you guys
not
close?
not as often as we used to. We my cousin, see, my sister and we have cousins that we're close to. We would be out all the time. We're all female, and we would be out all the time eating out together, just birthday parties and all that. And then we just stopped seeing her once she really got up under him, and it
Mhm.
really strained uh, once that relationship started. And
So once she started dating him, you guys started talking to her less?
yes, we have group chats, and she wasn't communicating in group chats like she used to. Just wasn't, we just didn't see her as much.
Was there any diagnosis of any like disorders or anything?
My sister,
Mhm.
no, she's never been diagnosed with anything.
What was your impression of the Ring camera footage?
Oh, that was hard for me to look at.
Was that
I'm
like
sorry,
her
I'm trying
normal
not to cry.
character, or like was she
No.
like would she
Mm,
normally like go up to a neighbor and just start like what was your impression about it?
I thought that was, I thought, I thought it was that was very strange. And I thought,
If it's too hard to answer, then we can move on. I don't want you to break down. But I was kind of wondering if that was her normally or if that was something that
no.
was okay. That was new behavior.
Yeah. um, yes, that that didn't seem like her at all. It if I didn't see it with my own eyes, I wouldn't believe it was her, because that wasn't her at all. She, I don't know that the last week that anybody had talked to her,
Mhm.
she had been acting strange, and nobody really knows why. Um, and I don't want to put too much out, but we had our theories, maybe because she had recently started smoking marijuana,
Okay.
and we thought maybe somebody had laced, and because she was acting strange the last week that anybody talked to her, and it was during that time that she was acting strange, and we didn't know what was going on with her. That was one of our theories, and we knew that her baby daddy, uh, he, I'm not sure if he sold marijuana or if he just had it, but I know that he provided it to her.
Mhm.
And our theory, one of our theories was maybe he messed with her weed.
Okay. So you felt like had she ever talked about doing root work before that week?
No, never, 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 never. It just
Oh,
makes no sense. She was completely, that video is just completely out of character.
mhm.
It's just not like her. I've never heard her talk like that ever.
What is it some things that you would like us to know about your sister?
I just, I just I want people to really stop with the crazy conspiracy theories about my sister being involved in some crazy stuff, and like I don't know everything that she had going on, but I know my sister was smart. I know I wanna believe that she wouldn't get herself into something that would. I'm sorry. It's just I don't wanna I don't wanna
Yeah, you
think
can
that
take your
something
time.
happened.
Take your
I
time.
don't. My sister, she changed after she got with that baby daddy. She changed. Her self esteem went down.
Hmm.
I didn't know. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't. And it's funny. It's not funny because, but it's those are things that we would talk about as a group. All us girls would get together. And we would talk about like scenarios like that. Like we would never allow a situation like allow a man to put their hands on us. Like it.
To the people
I
in the comments, the people who know her personally have sent me info and confirmed that this is her sister. The brother also confirmed that this is his sister. And this is her sister. She doesn't talk as fast as you probably would like, or probably um express her feelings the way you like, but this is her sister. Go ahead.
People are so weird to me. It's I notice it's been like so many people that I don't even recognize that have so much to say. There's a picture of me floating around with my sister and my stepfather. I'm the one in the middle. I don't know if anybody has ever seen it.
Hold on, let me pull it up because I did have a photo with Lexus and a stepdad. Oh wait, no, I don't think this is you though. Hold on.
I am her sister. We have the same mom,
Is that
Alberta Gray,
you in the
same
middle?
dad. Yes, my name is Jasmine Ware. My sister is Alexis Ware. She
This
is
is
my
you right
little
here in the
sister.
middle?
I'm sorry, I can't see. That is me in the middle.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Uh, we grew up in the same household. We shared a room for 17 years. That is my little sister.
Okay. Is there anything else that you would like the people to know about your sister?
Just that she was just, and I hate, oh my goodness, it's so hard to say now. It seemed now her birthday has passed, and I didn't think that we would actually get to this point. Like
Right.
she trusts too many people.
Hi, Trina. Welcome to Nick at Night. I wanted to ask you a couple of questions. I wanted to know what you felt like was the important things that people should be paying attention to as it pertains to your niece.
Well, I mean, with all of the mess and unnecessary stuff out there, it's like it's clouding of what you should pay attention to. Like it is an investigation. We are trying to figure things out just like everybody else, but they throwing so much mess in the game. Like it's like, what do you pay attention to?
Right. How do you feel about all of the slanderous statements that has been made about your family?
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. That's why I just finally went on there last night because I was just sick. I mean, tonight because I was just sick of it.
Mm-hmm.
You
Uh,
know, and they claim they want answers, they want to help, but you can help without slandering us. That what good is that doing?
right. And
Because
I
if
mean,
we knew where she was, she would be here.
right. And I just didn't understand why they kept telling y'all that y'all need to come to them instead of the police. That's why I clicked on.
Exactly. I don't
That's why,
understand them.
that's why I clicked on it. He clicked me off, and I'm like, yeah, I normally don't like to go and combat or be on other people's platform because we all run our show how we run our show, but that part just kept triggering me for some reason because I'm just like, even if you were there, why would a family not go to like why would they check in with you
Right.
like, you're not the
You-
last person that's seen her. You're not the last person who talked to her. You're not the neighbor. You're not the, like, you're not the 7-Eleven clerk. Like, why would they check? Like, that part just didn't make sense to me because I'm like, a cop not gonna tell you, hey, we think the baby daddy is suspicious. We just want you guys to know that we do think like that's not how investigations work.
That's not how it goes.
Yeah. So the
Not
reason
how
why
it goes. And like they told us one time before, like we're not going to keep any valuable information from you guys, but we're not going to tell you every single thing because they saw how everything was getting to social media, and they didn't want evidence would leak, and
Mhm.
that's exactly how it's been going.
What was your impression on the whole ring the ring camera thing?
Well, the ring footage I actually seen, we don't have it in our possession, but I basically knew what was on it because the neighbor called me and was supposed to bring it, give it to me, but someone talked her out of it. So I didn't know at the time if she was being truthful or if it was just somebody playing games because that's around the time when people were playing games and making up stuff. So she never showed with it. But then at my mother's house, Tracy started playing it on her phone just out in the middle of the yard in front of everybody. And I'm like, oh my God, I talked to that lady. I thought she was lying because she didn't bring it to me. And she was like, no, 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 no. She gave it to me. She gave it to me. I was like, well, she told me she gave it to the police. She was like, no, they have it. I gave it to them. So we kind of saw bits and pieces of it. But the lady, she had already described it to me anyway. So I basically knew what it said, well, what was going on in it. And it didn't look good for a certain person. Um, but I don't know if that has anything to do with what was going on or not. Or I don't know if it has anything to do with where she is. Um, yeah, the video was kind of strange, but to make sense of it, I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know because that was on a Wednesday. I even know what day it was. That was the Wednesday before she went missing.
Are you in communication with TJ?
No,
Are you in communication with the other guy, Sosa?
not really. We inbox every now and then, but no.
Oh, okay. Um, what was your impression of his story of him like last seeing her and things like that? Did you see the 7-Eleven footage?
We were sat down and shown the footage at the sheriff's office. Yes. At the end of it, didn't really get a clear vision of it because, like I said in the other previous lives, there was a truck that pulled up and blocked the entire shot. So um, we saw her car sitting there waiting for him. He pulled in. Um, he got out. She got out. The kids got out. He got the baby out. He went inside. He paid for gas. Well, I don't know between which time he went in and paid for gas or not because those were different shots. So when he was in paying for gas, that was a shot inside the store. Um, and the car was outside the store, so they were different frames. But to We didn't see her pull off because the truck was in the way. We
Okay.
didn't see we didn't see the hug or anything. A truck pulled up. It blocked the entire um, pump area where you couldn't see anything. So we didn't even see when she got in the car and drove off. Just the officers telling us. Then you see them pull off up the road. You see the headlights go up the road, and that was it. But physically seeing her and him leave, we didn't see that.
So how old are the kids not in talking age, or I forget how old her kids are.
They are, and I told them earlier. Naomi had a whole 3 to 4 hour talk with the detectives. So they, while everybody's saying talk to her, talk to her, talk to her, they talked to her for hours, literally.
Okay, so the detective.
And we talked to her as well. Yes, they talked to her for hours. And when we talked to her and asked her about that night, and she says the same thing that TJ says. So we can only believe what she tells us, and she says the same exact thing, that they got gas, and my mama drove off real fast and she went the other way.
Did it sound like
um
she could have possibly been coerced, or did it sound like,
I
um,
mean, she never changes what she said. Nothing changes. So um it's always the same. That's just what she says. But she's a 9-year-old, and
And if
you know
you know my niece, she gonna tell the truth.
right, she's gonna Naomi ain't gonna I just don't see her lying. She gonna tell you what happened.
mhm.
She gonna tell you what happened, just like she said my mama took my phone and turned it off. She knows what's going, she knows what was going on. She know her mama had her phone and her phone, and she turned them both off. While everybody's like, why would she turn on? Da, da, da. Naomi know her mama turned her phone off.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's also possible too, like, that, a child can see something and fear be put into them, you know what I'm saying? What was the time between him meeting up with Alexis and him having to report back home? How what was the, like, hours that how, like,
Oh,
you
I don't know his report time.
His
I don't even
mama
know when.
said that he got home about 8.
Yeah, I don't even know when he met her. I just know I got a text from my sister at 8:11 telling me that TJ said let sped off around him and took off the other direction. But
Mhm.
I don't know what time, whatever time he told them, that's the same time I know he's been saying. I can't quote that time because I don't remember. Only time that I know for a fact is when my sister texts me. And I'm pretty sure she texted me after, it had to be after it happened because she said that's what she had just done. And it was at 8:11 when I got that text.
The friends who, posted stuff on social media. Now me, I'm aware that, there is certain things that people may share with their friends that they might not share with the family. But,
Right.
the friends who did speak out and say that Alexis told them that the, abuse was happening, do you know those friends?
I'm not even sure which friends came out and said that. I know the screenshots were going around, and those were most likely friends she were telling, but I don't know of what
It was a girl
friend
by the name of
actually.
Alizé, I believe.
Oh, okay. I don't know Alize. I met her during this since this has been going on. Um the only thing Alize told me was that Alexa showed her a picture in her phone.
Mhm.
But as far as her explaining anything, that's all she told me. She was like, "Oh yeah, I saw when I got the picture, and when the first picture started going around, she was like, "Oh yeah, I saw that. Alexa showed it to me." But before that, she didn't mention that. Like, none of that was mentioned to us until that first picture surfaced. But it's like clear now that several people knew this, but we didn't.
Did
And
she
that shows with the messages or the screenshots that people she was sending this stuff to. I don't understand why that person didn't just come forward and tell somebody as well.
Yeah.
I really want to know who that person is.
As it pertains to, the lottery ticket, what is the background on that? Do you have any information on if she had went to a lottery office, or was that post um what do you know about the lottery
She did
situation?
not win the lottery. Did not. Um, she had been to the lottery place. She didn't win anything. Um,
So what was the ticket that she posted online?
the ticket that she posted, I mean, if you look at it, I don't know if somebody sent it to you or not. She went and played some winning numbers from the week before in another state or something. I
Mhm.
don't know. It was from the post you could tell that the date that the winning numbers came out and the date that she bought the ticket didn't match up. She bought the ticket after it won, but she bought the ticket for a different state, if that makes any sense.
Mhm.
Like if some numbers won in Georgia last week and then you play them in South Carolina this week. It was something like that. So
Oh,
she you saw winning numbers, but it was previously won and she just had bought the ticket after it won.
so do you know why she would post something like that? Does she normally post things like that?
No, I don't know why she did that.
Did she have stalkers or, anything like that?
Mhm. Not that we know of, and that was something that was being checked on, with the police through a phone to see, if anybody was bothering her or anything like that, and they didn't come up with anything.
Oh, okay. Did you get any type of vibes or suspicions from TJ?
I didn't get any vibes, but I mean, I don't know him like that either. I like all of these friends and people in Lex life I've just met. I don't know them. She's been with him for a while, but I don't know him.
Oh, okay. The text message that had appeared and it said that he had texted her at 7:11 and asked her why you can't pick up. Wasn't the time that he said that he met up with her at 7:30?
Again, I cannot remember that time, so I can't say. I guess you would have to go look at videos to, remember what he said, but I don't remember. I know it was
Uh,
7 something.
yeah, he said I believe it was around 7:30, but then when the text surfaced, it showed that he had
Mhm.
um made the
Yeah, I'm
text
not
at
sure about that. I think they were saying that he took the screenshot at 7-Eleven on a different day. I don't know. I didn't understand that screenshot or that situation at all. Um,
Actually, Alexis Ware, this is her right here. She's been missing since Sunday. She was last seen by her children's father at around 7:30 in the Anderson area. Now she's from Greenville, but she was reported missing in Anderson.
So I said, okay, you know what I'm saying? How far can you make it? She said, I got 3 miles left in the car. So I said, try to make it to 7-Eleven on 29. So like, she was like, okay. So she made it. I pulled up, you know what I'm saying? And I got the kids, and she was like, give me a hug. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, you going to your mom? She said, I'm going to my mama's house. I said, okay. She said, well, I'm gonna follow you to your mother's house. So got in the car, got the kids or whatever, gave her a hug. She followed me, and then I get on Amity Road to the red light. She speed around me and took off down Anderson Belt Highway. I was calling the phone, seeing where she was at. She went out to the phone, and about 2 minutes later, she cut it off.
Did it
I
show
don't.
a time? Did it show, what did the timestamp of the, 7-Eleven footage, say, if you can recall?
I didn't even look at it. That's something that I didn't pay attention to. I was more focused on looking at her and, just watching the car and stuff. I wasn't looking at the time on the frame.
Oh, okay. Did the officers tell you guys how long the truck was there blocking the view? Did they say like, "Oh, it's been 2 hours?"
It stayed there until it didn't move. Like when they pulled off, he said you just see the car lights going up the street.
So there's no way to verify if they argued or
Nope.
anything.
Nope.
Okay, because I had seen something where I don't know, Alberta is your sister?
Uh huh.
I had seen something, I guess it was a clip in the news article where it says like that she had confirmed that they, drove off and that they were not like into it. But if there was a truck there, you can't really verify that, right?
No, from the 7-Eleven footage, nothing was verified of her. Like, I can't even say that she left 7-Eleven because that truck was there and we didn't see anything. We know she was there,
Mhm.
and we also know that a truck pulled in the way and we didn't see anything else.
Was there any validity to the receipt of the bail where it said $20,000 dollars?
What do you mean?
Did she pay $20,000 to get him bailed out?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Do you guys
of
think?
her money. She didn't borrow money from anybody. She
Mhm.
doesn't owe anybody $20,000 of, I know people believe that, but no, that was her money. She had money. She sold an old school car. Um, she doesn't owe anybody for that.
Oh, okay. Do you think by her posting the 20,000 and the lottery ticket there could possibly be a money angle with this?
That was my initial thought because a lot of people thought she had won the lottery, even though we knew she didn't, and she thought she was being followed. So it's like, does somebody really think she actually won and is, following her or something? Because she just thought somebody was following her. That's where the black truck comes in.
Mhm.
She thought someone was following her, and we don't, why would anybody be following her? And that could be a reason that someone would follow, like, because the ticket was like 400 and something $1 million. So that would be a reason for someone to follow her if they think she has that type of money.
Right. Especially if she's posting receipts of
Right. She posted
$20,000.
it,
Yeah.
and even though she deleted it, that it definitely was screenshotted and sent around. I think some people even said it was on Snapchat. So Snapchat reaches. You don't know who saw that.
Mhm. Yeah.
But yeah, she definitely thought she was being followed. Even her daughter said they were being followed. We told the police all of this, that her daughter constantly talked about a black truck. I gave a tag number that her daughter gave to us. It didn't make sense to us because it wasn't a real thing, but I still wrote it down and gave it to them. And I told them she'll probably tell you the same thing as well because she was adamant about this tag, which they said that turned out to be a dead end. Um,
The truck
but
driver's
yeah.
truck was that? What color truck was that?
At the store,
Uh-huh.
oh, it was like a big 18-wheeler truck.
Okay. And so the black truck that
It was
she's
just
talking about is like a small truck, like a regular truck?
still not sure. I asked the police about that because she even says that the truck was at 7-Eleven.
So the night that she disappeared, the truck that she felt like was following her was also at 7-Eleven. That's interesting.
Her daughter said it was, yes.
Yeah. That's interesting because if, and I don't know if TJ had involvement or not, but if he's, knows that she's going to 7-Eleven or, guiding her to 7-Eleven and then this truck is there, that kind of sounds odd. Um as well. Would people who knew her, who knew that the lottery ticket was fake, would there be a suspicion of other monies that they can possibly get?
I don't know. Um, I don't know. I mean, I thought it was clear to everybody, from the post that because even people on her post was saying, hey, what are you trying to say? You didn't win. The dates don't add up. So it was clear that it wasn't a winning ticket, but somebody could have easily looked at that the wrong way and thought that it was.
And that was her current residence that she posted on there, her current
Yes, it was. It was.
I don't know why she would do that.
It was her address.
Yeah, because that definitely put,
And that's why the black truck was such a, you know, issue because, okay, you put your address on here, you feel like you were being followed. You called the police because you thought a black truck was out there, which they said it wasn't. But and then your daughter said it was at well, I don't know if at 7-Eleven across the street from 7-Eleven. And then
so on 7-Eleven, they didn't find that truck on the footage.
I want to say they say there is a truck that pulls up over like across, like not like right there, but you can see it across the street. And they were like, they checked into that, and I think they said it ended up being a Hispanic male or something. And then they were like, no, no connection to her or something like that. And my thing was like, how do you know it's no connection to her?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what they said about that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But then there was also being said that she was being cautious of all black trucks and that she was getting her daughter to write down tags of any black truck that they saw.
Does she have a history of and not to take away the validity of the back black truck, but just to just get a full scope from, seeing the actions on the Ring camera and everything like that. Did she have a history of like being paranoid or like a bad trip
Mm,
or anything
no,
like
like
that?
this is all, it was all out of the blue. I like Jasmine, I don't know. It's your sister. Has she ever
Lex
re-
has never acted like that. Ever. Ever.
Did you ever
uh,
hear Jasmine said she didn't hear about the root work stuff. Did you ever hear about her possibly doing root work and things like that?
no, my first time hearing that was on the Ring footage. But obviously other people had because Sosa himself has inboxed me things about, so you didn't know she was going to school to work roots. I'm like, no, what the hell you mean? So he knew.
Cause
Um,
she kinda, if you read the lottery ticket, she doesn't say, "Hey, I do root work," but the way that she wrote the caption
yeah,
on
that's exactly how she was talking. That, yeah, I
yeah,
know. And that was just out of the blue. We was like, what the world? What is she talking about?
yeah.
And that started on what, maybe Wednesday or Thursday. And that's why when we say we talk to her every day, I don't talk to Lex every day. But once that started going on, we talked to her every day to try to see, like, hey, what's going on? Because that was out of the ordinary.
Mhm. Did she, say that she did anything other than, weed?
No, and even the weed was new.
Okay, so her, smoking weed was something that was new and
Yeah,
within this new behavior as well.
I think someone said maybe the last 6 months.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay.
I had noticed she started. The first time I noticed she started smoking weed was Thanksgiving, and I'm not sure.
She's never been a weed smoker, so it was new.
Yeah, it was new.
Yeah, hologram, yeah, the like the witchcraft type of root work, yeah. Um, somebody, Tay said, did she go to Atlanta to go to some type of a root course? I
I
think
don't
somebody
know. Like the root stuff is new to us. Like I said, her Sosa, he knows about he knew that she was doing that or trying to go to school for that. We didn't know that.
yeah.
And he also said that there was somebody that she was going to see. Um, where did he say? On 29. That's what he said. Do you know about the root person she was going to see on 29? I'm like, no. I'm like, what the hell? Who is it? But he doesn't know.
Yeah.
So how do you know you're going to see? she's going to see somebody on 29 and you don't know who it is. Because now 29 is coming into play because 7-Eleven is on 29. Now you're talking about she sees a root person on 29.
Do you think it's a possibility that she is just somewhere just really paranoid right now and staying away from everybody?
I don't know. And right now, I hope she is because then that means she's living.
Mhm.
That means she's alive.
Someone said, was it true that she was going to testify against TJ?
That is something I do not know. I don't even know who that came from or where that came from, but I have no idea. Like, why would you pay $20,000 to testify against someone?
Yeah, that's kind of counterproductive. If you would pay
Mm,
20,000 to get them out and then
that doesn't
testify
make
against
sense.
them, yeah, that kind of doesn't make sense.
That
Did you
doesn't make
hear
sense.
anything, Jasmine, about her possible?
My sister said no. She went to Atlanta to buy clothes for her boutique. Yeah, she was gonna open up a plus size boutique.
Oh, okay. Jasmine, did you hear anything about the testify thing?
I did not. I didn't know anything about it.
That's coming from
That
the
doesn't make sense.
streets, as they say.
Yeah,
Because like, why would she pay $20,000 and then testify against you?
I don't see her doing it at all. I don't see her ever doing that, testifying against him.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Um,
And she knew he was wrong. She knew he was wrong, and she still was. She willing to be right behind him, stand right behind him, and support him. You know, she knew he wasn't. He just wasn't it.
did anybody when she posted the lottery ticket, did anybody in your family talk to her and call her on the phone and ask her like, "Lex, did you post this or did somebody else post it?" Like, cuz other people could have had access to her account. Did anybody
No,
in your
my niece asked her, "Are you hacked? What are you doing?" And she called and she was like, "No, I'm not hacked. Why'd you say that?" It was her.
Oh, okay, so your niece asked her if
If she was hacked,
yeah.
because it was strange. It was strange behavior. So yeah, we thought, what is going on? So she asked her what she had. She picked up the phone and called and said, "No, why'd you say that?"
Yeah,
hmm
that's interesting.
So not it wasn't normal uh, of her the last few days before Sunday.
Yeah. Well,
But when she left her mom's house Sunday at noon, um, she seemed, her normal self.
what can you tell us about her burying something and digging it back up?
She said it was 20,000 on the lawyer, 2,500 on the bond.
So that's what she dug up?
Oh no, I was saying you were. I was reading what my sister was saying. She was saying 20,000
Oh,
on
your
the lawyer,
sister is in the chat?
2,500 on the bond, and 2,000 on Canteen. I guess she was just clarifying the 20K you asked about earlier.
Oh, okay. Someone says she dug up the box the night she was talking on the Ring footage. Do you know about that?
What the neighbor said,
Huh?
but that's what the neighbor said. Us personally, like, we want to know where this box is because we don't have it and we haven't seen it. But the
What
neighbor did say she dug up a box
in her apartment building?
outside,
Is there
outside
any
of the. Mhm.
is there any dig holes around there?
I didn't go personally and look. The activist Tracy said her and her people did go up there. Um, I don't know,
Oh, okay.
but no, I haven't been up there. She said, oh, my sister said the box is not there. But Tracy did go up there and she said that she did see that something was dug up outside.
Oh, okay. Um, is there any well, I don't wanna hold you up too long because I know it is late, but I just wanted to talk to y'all directly because Hologram said was drugs. I already asked about, any other
The
substance. They
what?
said that they only knew about weed.
Yeah, it was just the weed, and initially with the lottery posts and stuff, I'm like, did somebody lace her? Where has she been? Who was she with this weekend? I was like concerned about that because she was a new smoker. That's easy for somebody to slip you something,
Mhm.
but
Yeah, and
just
then some
because
some
off of the
people some people,
hmm
they'll go on a bad trip and never come back from that, you know what I'm saying?
right, hmm
But go ahead.
and never be the same. Yeah, I know. So, um, because it was just from the lottery post, we were just trying to figure out like what is she doing? It was random, and it just wasn't her.
Yeah. Is there anything in case she's listening or anything that you want people to know? I guess we could leave there on that.
Um, I don't know if there's anything else that they can know. I think they know
I mean, like
everything.
if there's just a message you want to get out, like, the family is still looking for you, we're still praying for you, or anything like that.
Well, yeah, we definitely still have hope that we're gonna find her. Um,
Yeah.
I just think we just haven't looked in the right place yet.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know anything about roots. I don't know anything about Masons. I don't know nothing about none of that.
I guess this will be the last question and then I'll let you guys go. I can Deanna made a good point. Does mental illness run in the family?
No,
Who said she had a mental illness?
no,
We're just I guess they're just asking if her behavior could have been an onset of something.
no. It was
Oh,
so out of the blue.
mm, yeah. No, there's mental illness that does not run in the family, and I can't say that she had anything mental going on. I mean, everybody's saying that she did root work, so it clearly could have been something with that. Because I don't do it, I don't believe in it, but they say that that's something in all itself.
Mhm. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff that does come with that.
And they're like, oh, if she dug up the box, then she reversed it, and it can take over you, and all kind of stuff. I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't know nothing about that either. That's where my my brain shut down at that point.
Right, because no, I don't know what none of that is, and I guess that's why you go to school. Well, I didn't even know you go to school for that. I thought that was just some stuff
Stuff
that
that you
people
already
do.
had. Yeah.
Yeah, it's already in you, and I don't know, but there,
Mhm.
everything is it's a mystery to us as well as it is to you guys,
Yeah.
and it's unbelievable. Like everybody doesn't believe something ain't right. Something ain't right. You're right. Something's not right because she's missing.
Hmm.
Something is not right,
And everybody's spreading these lies,
and we can't
trying to
explain it.
say we're involved
We can't
and the
explain it. We
family
don't
involved.
know
It's
what is
crazy.
going on, and it's crazy.
Yeah, a lot
It's
of
crazy. It's as crazy for us as it is for y'all.
yeah.
Nobody never thought that she would never turn that phone back on. And then some people are like, well, why they report her missing just because her phone was off? Because let's don't turn that phone off.
Let's always have her phone.
And then for 2 days, come on now. They reported her missing too soon. How do you report somebody missing too soon? And like I tell everybody, I just hate I didn't do it sooner. I should have done it Monday.
And
Are
you know me, I was saying that. I was like that it's not a time limit. It's not a time period that you have to wait. You can go in as soon as something is off.
yeah. You the one that
And then
reported
it,
her missing?
yes, And it was because of the lottery stuff, and then things just didn't seem right. And then you just driving off and turn your phone off. Like, no, where you at?
Right. Because she
And it
wasn't
never.
missing until the next day, right?
No, actually 2 days. That was Sunday night, and I called Tuesday morning.
Yeah, that's not even soon at
Well,
all. What are you talking about? That's crazy.
yeah.
2 days is
And
not.
I didn't even think they were going to take my report because they're like, it's usually like, oh, you have to be 48 hours. They didn't say anything about it. They immediately took my report.
Mhm.
Hmm. And everybody's like, they didn't check her apartment. I had to have an officer go to her apartment first before I could even file a report.
To do a welfare check.
A welfare check. I had to get a welfare check done before they would even file the report.
Did anything seem odd in her apartment?
As the officer stated, he said no. He said it doesn't look like anything was taken or moved around or disturbed. Um, I don't know how he would know that because you don't know how she lived. But I mean, Lex is very neat. So I guess that's why he said nothing seemed out of place because she's just not going to have stuff just sitting around everywhere. So he said it didn't look like, you
Because she
know,
said in the footage that she was gonna be moving. Did she have anything like packed up or anything?
I don't even think anything was packed up yet.
Mm.
I don't think anything was packed up yet. They didn't say anything about boxes or anything, and my sister didn't say anything either. Um,
Has your sister been to her apartment?
yes, she's been inside.
Is all her clothes and everything is there?
The officer said it didn't look like she packed to leave or anything.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she wasn't packed to go. And like my sister said, the clothes that were in her trunk was because she was at her house for the weekend. She had been there from Friday night to Sunday afternoon.
Marsha says, Neek, please ask if the family needs support to set up a website, Facebook, email. A family representative or lawyer seems needed.
And my sister said nothing touched in the apartment because she went in to get the kids some clothes.
I think Marsha, they have been working with activists. What went awry with the activists? I did see that people said that the family is getting into it with the activists or something. What happened with the activists?
Nobody said anything about the activist but me. I felt like she wasn't being an activist, and I spoke on it. And she was a little unprofessional at one point. I don't know if you saw the video of that same activist today. Um, and that's literally what she was putting off to me. Like we had her and another activist together at one point for the news, and she was basically doing what she just done to him today and trying to provoke him and start um, an argument. But he
Well,
just,
I'm not
he
aware. I'm literally I just seen a comment about it and I literally don't know.
Oh, okay.
So
And
that's
then everybody's like, oh, she did all this. She did. Let me tell you what Tracy did. She made a flyer and sent it to my inbox. She claimed she set up all the news interviews, which was set up by my niece because Cody Alcorn was inboxing my niece. Um, News 4 was inboxing my niece. Tracy thinks she did some things that she didn't do. Like the first live that we done, that Tracy done with us, she done it after we done a news interview that my niece talked to Cody Alcorn about. The main thing for me, the morning that her car was found, well, it was found that night. And that morning when we woke up, and we knew her car was in McCormick, we got up saying we needed a search party. The first person I called was Tracy. I texted her. I said, call me. We need a search party ASAP. I mean, okay, if you get up, if you know your missing person car was found somewhere, what are you going to do?
yeah, figure out what's the where it came from, I guess.
Right. So I asked her, um, I was like, we need a search party. They found her car in McCormick. And she's like, they found a car. I was like, yeah, just her car, but not her. Um, she never called me back. She called me and she was like, "Well, my guy, well, he'll be up around 8:30, and I'll call you back." And she didn't. And well, I didn't wait for her either. I posted on my Facebook, "We need a search party." My niece posted on her Facebook, me and my niece got a search party together ourselves, and had everybody to meet us by 10:30. And by 10:30, she's calling me, which you were supposed to call me back at 8 a.m. If you're an activist and you're here for us, and this girl car has just been found, where's your action besides coming in front of the camera when they want to do an interview? You're there at the interviews. You're going to pull up at the interview quick. But when we needed someone that had the reach to gather people for a search party, you weren't there.
Someone in the chat said y'all should get your own private investigator. I believe y'all should as well. It never hurts to have more investigators on it, but that's gonna cost money. So I don't know.
Yeah, and you have people saying that they have their own, and it's like, okay, everybody needs to be kept in the loop about what's going on, because it's not like, oh, you look for it and then we're going to look for it this way. No, everybody needs to look for her together,
Oh, yeah,
and everybody needs to know what's going on.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Well, hashtag bring Lex home is what somebody said in the chat. Um,
mhm.
yeah, it's just sad and unfortunate. I feel like those details are more important. Was it confirmed that he went off with her? Was it confirmed that you seen and identified that there was no altercation? Was it, those things are more important to me than,
Yeah,
the other stuff. So, I hope that you guys do get justice. And I hope that you guys get proof of life and she returns safe. And I'll be praying for you guys as family, because dealing with a missing family member, not knowing the status, and then also dealing with drama, accusations, and slander, I know that could be a lot. Um,
that's a whole lot.
you know,
Yeah. I just want to say Lex is a good person and we love her. We miss her.
all right. Well, thank you guys both for coming on.
You're welcome.
All right, so that's the end of the interview. Um, there was some good questions that you guys asked in the chat. I'm gonna drop the link down below. If anybody wants to come up, you can come up and share your thoughts briefly on what you just heard. That was an interview that I did, or conversation that I had. I want to say yesterday or the day before. I don't know. I'm mixed up with my days, but I believe it was yesterday I talked to them. But it was a very long live, and I wanted to make a shorter video and condense it down to focusing on Alexis and trying to get the questions answered that I felt like were important. However, I don't think at this time the aunt knows that much. Um, and the sister didn't seem to know that much either. So I don't know if maybe the mom knows more. But when I was looking at the mom's social media, it didn't seem like the mom kind of knew a lot either. So it seems like it's not gonna be that easy for people to figure out her whereabouts if don't nobody know anything. I'm not a doctor or a therapist or anything like that, and I can't diagnose anyone, but from the messages that she was writing and the post that she was writing, it reminds me of Young Pharaoh. I'm not sure if you guys know who Young Pharaoh is, but he is a YouTuber who he used to talk very intelligent, political, and talk about topics and things like that. And then one day a light just switched. And with young Pharaoh, he had a history of, I believe, schizophrenia in his family already. So him then becoming the same type of way, it kind of you kind of understood. So that's why I wanted to ask the family if there was any mental illness in the family, and perhaps that was the onset of a paranoia, or if she was laced or what. But it honestly, like, sounds like it was an onset of some type of um something that she was going on, something was going on up there mentally. Not, I don't know if it was schizophrenia or if it was, I'm paranoid because I have an abusive ex. That's what she talked about in the ring footage. I don't know if, the dark forces that she was tapping into, had her mind paranoid, but whatever it was, she had a level of paranoia going on. But even with her having a level of paranoia, it still doesn't take away that something actually happened to her at this point. Even if she felt like she wanted to get away or whatever, I don't know that it I don't know if even with like schizophrenia and the people, they still care about their kids and want to see their kids and stuff like that. So for her kids to just be, without their mom, I don't know her to speak for her, but I feel like something or someone knows exactly what, and only time will tell what becomes of it. China, hello. Oh, China clicked off. Um, you said she didn't pack clothes, so I don't know. Other people were saying something about, like, could she be in witness protection, stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, I feel like the post and the things that she was saying and the words that she was saying, it seemed like it was pointing to otherwise, other than that. China, hello.
Yes, I'm sorry. My thing had went back. It's just it doesn't make sense. Like the when the kid's father say that she was behind, she agreed to go to his mother house or whatever, but then she sped off at the light, like, and he called her and she didn't answer her phone, or she turned her phone off. He didn't say anything about a car or nothing following her. So I would think that unless he had something to do with the car following her, and who was it supposed to be that he had murdered?
Right, right, right. Because, whoever that person's family is could also be looking for get back as well, for whoever's close to him.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like as well. That could be a possibility. Either way it goes, I just hope, the best for her and her family, and I hope that she is found safe.
Correct. Yeah. And then when the aunt came on and the aunt was talking about how there was a diesel truck pretty much blocking the view, the officers, I guess they said that they were able to show that she pulled out by the headlights. But who's to say that, because even if the kids were in the car and the camera footage is blocked, or that camera angle is blocked, who's to say, like, maybe he didn't raise the truck to where the kids can't, see, and then she gets whacked up across the head or something, and then somebody else drove her car? So it's like, who's to say that she actually drove out of that parking lot?
Exactly. And they say, like, the headlights, you don't know whose car it was, if they say they didn't see her pull off.
Yeah. Yeah, that part to me didn't make no sense. I'm
Hey,
forgetting.
hey, Nick.
Okay.
My question is, when her mother went to into the house to get the kids some clothes, did she see any evidence of the lady working roots? Like,
They said that the house looked normal. They said that well, the aunt was telling me that they didn't know anything about the root work, and I was asking them like, did anything look suspicious or did it look like she was packing up or anything? And they just said no. I guess it looked her house looked normal. So they didn't say that the mom if she's seen anything that was involved with root work.
That part just, kind of bothered me.
But I guess they got that from the neighbor because I guess that was something discussed with the neighbor.
hmm I mean, but her daughter was always with her. Did her daughter ever say anything?
Yes, the daughter was you must have just came in. The daughter was talked to by the police and her story matched her dad's.
Okay. All right. Thank you for covering this.
Okay, thank you for coming on. Goddess says, I just watched an interview her mother did, and she said Alexis' daughter's storylines up with TJ's about the 7-Eleven meetup. Yeah, well, she's a child, so a child will say what you tell them to say, especially if they are in fear. So, her story could add up because it actually is what she's seeing, but the story could also be told to her to say. She's 9. Um I don't know what type of stuff people have when they do root work. I have no idea what will be there. I don't know. I think do they have like an altar or something? I don't know how that goes. Don't give me the line, child. I don't know how that goes. They really need to check the area the car was located again. They may not find much due to the elements and wildfire. However, they may find something. Yeah, I feel like the I've like I don't know. I've never like killed anybody or whatever, but I feel like if a person drives her car and leaves her car there, I feel like the first place that people would search in the area would be to see if her body was there. So I would assume her body would probably be somewhere else. I would think that her body would be somewhere else. I don't unless they're just really world's dumbest, like, criminal or whatever, but to park the, car at the lot and then to leave her like, "Let me go bury her body right here," I feel like that would be, like, world's dumbest criminals. So, I don't know. But anything is possible because people are dumb. Juana?
Hey, Nick.
Yes.
Um, I was just clearing, well, I wanted to clear something up because people were saying, like, I mean, that, she's going by her dad's story. That is not her father. Her father
Oh,
is
yeah, I keep
saying,
on getting that mixed up. Her father is the Sosa guy, I'm sorry. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, that's not even her father. So that's what tripped me out on why maybe she was out of mind or something. Because why would you send your 3-year-old son or 2-year old son and then your 7, 8-year old daughter to an abuser? You get what I'm saying? Like, why not? Because on other, the FB site, I seen the father post that, you know, that the mother them is keeping his daughter from him, and he normally has her on the weekend.
mhm.
So just you get what I'm saying. So why are they keeping him away from the daughter? Is the question that I wanted to know too. If he normally has her,
Yeah, that's
and
interesting.
yeah, and TJ is not her father. You
Yeah.
know,
Was that you who asked, that question in the chat? Because that was a good question on why, the daughter would go with him and if that was normal. Was that you that
yeah, that was me. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, that was me. Because
Yeah,
I thought that was kind of weird because I've read some of his posts, and he was sounding very secure, like sympathetic, like he wants to see his daughter, but they're not allowing him. So that's kind of
mhm.
strange to me. You know what I mean? But like I mentioned, also I have a family member that was missing from Fontana, California, for 16 years, so I know how it is. And it's been 16 years and we haven't heard anything,
And they, oh, you never got, like, any leads or nothing?
nothing, Nothing.
Oh wow.
Nothing. Yeah, and it's been 16 years. But yeah, I just thought that was kind of weird about the daddy situation, the father situation. I can understand her if she dropped his son off there, but why her daughter? And she's old enough, to be with her father, her real father.
Yeah, unless true. There's some stuff we don't know. I don't know.
Right. A lot of stuff we don't know apparently.
Don't nobody know.
Right. But thank you. I'm not gonna hold you up. I'll be in the chat.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Um, unforgettable.
My question, I'm sorry to call back in. My question was, can the other person get in trouble for having that video before the police did? Because I thought the auntie said that the neighbor was going to give the ring video to them, but she gave it to somebody else.
Yeah, I don't think that he could get in trouble. They always said that the police had it since day one.
Oh, okay.
Him having it actually after the fact, I don't think that he could get in trouble. I mean for having it, for receiving it, but like if him putting it out is impeding on an investigation, they probably would try to tell him to refrain from posting it. I don't know necessarily if he could get in trouble for getting a footage of a I don't think so.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Bye.
All righty. Well, on that note, we're going to get on out of here. I'll see you guys on the next one.